Check, 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 check. Is this thing on? Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live. Thank you for being here. I love my life. I love each and every one of you. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here. Woke up this morning alive, baby. 6 feet above ground, and I'm here to go. So shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on. If you're depressed, if you got smashed, if you lost all your money in this market, well, it's time to get learned instead of getting burnt. As my man Tom Crown says, it's time to get educated. It's time to start moving with the right group instead of sitting by yourself and being depressed. This is time to get educated, everybody. Enough is enough. Take your life by storm. Get educated. Come to the live stream and let's have a blast. So shout out to each and every one of you for being here. This is what we do here on the channel every single day. We go over the markets, and let's just go over yesterday. If you're in my trading group, yesterday on my live stream, I love this because you could just go to my live stream, check out the live. If you were watching yesterday on the live, if I could even find the live stream right here, you could see my awesome team does beautiful timestamps. Beautiful timestamps. You can see we have awesome timestamps down here. And if you look through the timestamps, right? Let's see. You're going to see EOS. That should have been EOSC, I believe, not EOS. Yeah, he forgot the C there, but okay. EOS. And we talked about this breaking up to the upside yesterday on the channel. Suggested that this would break up to the upside, right? Let me just show you what would have occurred after we talked about this yesterday on the live stream. This is pretty nuts, but watch this. See that on the 1 hour? That's a flag, right? And I'm like, wow, look at Bitcoin breaking back into the pattern and then breaking up out of the pattern. Pretty insane. So today we had a bear flag. We're going to talk about what happened to Bitcoin too. Everyone wants to know what happened to Bitcoin. But I really just got to show you this EOSC call because it was amazing. Yesterday we had two huge calls at the trading group that made massive, massive gains. But look what happened to EOSC, USDT. This thing would blast to the upside for massive gains. What's going on here? This thing is like, the whole market's bugging out because it's like it just got shook and just got slapped around. But anyway, so we were talking about right here. Look, this is the flag I just showed you on that live stream. See? On the 1 hour. I'll go to the 1 hour time frame. But I'm just proving to you, if you just come to the live, you're going to be able to figure out what's going on. That's the flag right there. What happened to that flag? 98% gains yesterday. 98% gains from just watching this channel. From that point on, touch the 21-day moving average, low stochastics, and that's my trading style. Bam! 98% gains to the upside. Shout out to each and every one of you. You know what's funny? We may just start the day and do the same thing we did yesterday. EOSC in a falling wedge. Bit of what I call an emerging cup and handle, because the cup is emerging to a higher zone. It has a higher right cup than left side, left side of the cup than the right side of the cup. I coined that. I've never heard anyone say it. It's called the emerging cup and handle. But check it out. Chances you could see this actually gain up some more momentum. Check out the 4 hour. 4 hour maybe cooked. Yeah, pushing to the downside. I wait for that to touch the 21 first. We were in a better mode yesterday with the low 1 hour and the low 4 hour. That's why we blasted to the upside. But just wanted to talk about that. Massive gains in the group. And that wasn't the only call. Even my elite traders were banging on them. A lot of people were jumping on in. Yesterday was one of the greatest trading days. I've actually come to terms that Wednesday is the best day to trade. Wednesday is the best day to trade because I see so much opportunity on Wednesday. So if you jump into the welcome center here in the Discord, you're going to come to the Join the 99 class registration announcements, the Crypto Bootcamp, which is free. This is free learning where you can get access to free information, see what it would like to be in my group, see what kind of videos you get. Everybody, today is the weekly screen share. Every single week we do a private screen share from 6 to 8:30, 6:30 to 8:30 actually, 2 hours of awesomeness, and we go through it all. We have a blast, so stay tuned for that. We're going to break it down. But the gains on gains. Loca for 28%. We talked about Loca possibly breaking out of this channel at 9 last night. By 2 a.m., it was up 29% gains. We talked about Loca earlier that day, and Loca would make gains. Gods would make gains. And then my baby, EOSC, for massive gains yesterday for 98%, right? Roar for 68% yesterday as we woke up in the morning and the afternoon, right? Gods in the afternoon yesterday, we woke up in the morning to 45% gains. Hero, we woke up yesterday morning, the day before that, Tuesday morning for 27% gains. Vision, 19. Brawl for 71. Lace for 4. Anyway, the list goes on. In the last week, since May 20th, massive gains. Since May 10th, massive gains have come in, and the market even haven't been that great. When the market's great, oh my God, there's even more coming. So shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. If you want to jump into the trading group, it's $99. I'm telling you right now, people are raving about what's happening in the trading group. They're making money instead of losing. Woke up to 12% gains because of the TA and the system that the lifer puts out. Slowly but surely. Oh my God, I would have so jumped into the green candle thinking I was going to miss a pump and then get liquidated. I see the M. I know that I have to wait. Stochastics 15-minute to get to the bottom. Brilliant. Lifer's beginner's course, already making huge improvements in my trading when I've been doing this for 2 years. Like, people have been doing it for 2 years and they realize they've been making mistakes. Did a session today, all I can say is good stuff. This guy's up 600%, and the list goes on and on and on. But I'm just showing you that we do this every single day. Let's jump into Bitcoin. Let's have a blast. Okay, so how did this bounce? Why did we think it was going to bounce? Well, if you were in my trading group, again, sorry to talk about it, but I just want to show you how we give you the fundamentals. And so once the dump occurred, right, I put this out and I said, look, 7-minute has bullish divergence here. When you have a swing down here on price action, but you have a sharp swing up on RSI and you're low in the stochastics, it's likely you're going to get a massive bounce back to the upside. I would expect a bounce. The question is whether we get back inside the pattern 921. The bounce had not occurred yet. Not even close. We were right there. 921. You can see it. 911, 925 right there. I'm saying I expect a bounce at 920. That hadn't happened yet. Bang, the bounce. So, and if you were in my trading group this morning, you already got 2 Bitcoin updates video style. 2 video Bitcoin updates. The first one came at 7:44. The next one came at 9:01. If you watch this video update, I'm telling you to watch out for this bear flag, and I'm showing you that it's likely we're going to head to the down here to 28,000 is the measured move, okay? I said there's a chance the 7-minute can break us up, but if we roll over in the 15, we're going to dump down to 28K, and that's exactly where we went. We followed the measured move to the downside. So you would have been prepared for this occurrence and not been blindsided, and you would have known by 9 and 7:44 in the morning kind of what was going down, all right? So also, you got updated to the Dow futures just to let you know what happened with the Dow. When the Dow futures are hot, we should get a punch. And we did. We're back at 29K. We're back inside the pattern. So they scared everybody. They broke the pattern. Let's break it down. This is the pattern everyone on YouTube has been watching now for the last few weeks, right? And to me, bear flag. Why? We're high on the stochastics on the RSI. Yes, one time in my life, a few times, the stochastics will scroll down and you will pump up anyway. I've seen it happen. It can happen. Okay, the smaller time frames will kind of lead you to it though, because you'll see bullish patterns on the smaller time frames, and they will jettison you to the higher places. You know what I'm saying? You'll get pushed up to the next levels. Okay. Okay, so Bitcoin bounced on the bullish divergence of the 7-minute. Let's take a look at what we see happening now, okay? And honestly, I'm going to change my tune a little bit here. I mean, you got the heavy resistance at 30,800, all right? You know what? I get annoyed for some reason. It must be just how I am. I like to redo the chart every day, fresh with my trading group. Like, I've got it. I see what's going on, but I like to just redraw it. I mean, here you do have a symmetrical triangle. It's going to break down or up. These are your, you're either going to 33,000 or down to 25,000. That's the measured move of this symmetrical triangle, all right? But I just like to keep it fresh. I like to look at the weekly, okay? And I like to really look at my weekly support and resistance, mark it down. And so we broke big time resistance. At that point, a lot of people are suggesting we will fill this wick, and we're pretty close to it, okay? However, I mean, look how oversold we are on the weekly. But we've been there right there. Look, we've been right there on the weekly before, and that was just the beginning of more downside. Again, we've been here on the weekly, and that was the beginning of downside. So where we are on the weekly has spelled more downside. Also, we haven't touched the 200-day moving average, likely to come down and kiss on it. Hold on one second. I got to change my... Lifer Basic. Lifer Vision Basic. There we go. Nope, it's not like... Is it? Yeah, Lifer Vision Basic. Yeah. Let's double check. Yes, okay. We also have the death cross on the 3-day. I talked about it with my trading group. The 3-day death cross. And we're going to go over it as well on the weekly screen share tonight. On the weekly screen share, what we do is we look at the big picture. We zoom out and we look at the big picture. We spend a lot of time on kind of accumulation. I tell you exactly what I'm doing with my money. I break down. I say, hey, this is where I'm going to be buying. This is where I like to get in. I'd like to open up and put more in at this place. And I'll tell you, my strategy is Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I buy a lot of Bitcoin right now. Then I'm going to use the BTC to trade the altcoins. I don't have to get the altcoins at the low. Once they start moving up, I'm just going to get in and out of the altcoins to stack my BTC bag. It's pretty simple. I'll stack some ETH too, some Bitcoin and ETH. But to me, that's all I really need. I'm not, I like XRP. I like Atom, and I have Cardano too. So that's not true. I have some Cardano. So, I mean, you can see here that there's really no rhyme or reason. The only thing we have here on the 3-day is a little wick right there. See that wick right there? And a little bit of, these two candles meet. So you could say, okay, two candles meet. Next area of any support or resistance here on the 3-day is this tiny chop right there at 24,200, okay? So here's the deal. This is what everybody is wondering. Also, see what the 3-day is doing? Suggesting that it may do one of those and roll over like it did here. Look what happened when the 3-day rolled over right here. To me, I'll tell you what, this looks similar to this right here. I believe this is what they're going to do. Look at this. See how let's go back in the past here. So they had us low in the 3-day, making people believe that the lower time frame, we were overbought on big boy time frames, we would get a reversal. Everyone got excited. We were in this kind of bear flag, technically. Let's take a look at what it looked like on the daily. It looks a lot like what we're seeing now. I got to tell you, everybody, look. It's half flat. It's, it's like a symmetrical triangle. It looks a lot like we're seeing now. Does it not? Let's go to the 4-hour. I mean, right? And what they did is they spiked it out of the pattern to make people think it was breaking out. And then they trounced everybody to go down, right? So you got to be wary of the market maker. So look, he's going to bounce you out. Look, he's going to bounce them out of this pattern. It's going to be a fake out completely. They're never going to break above, or they're going to try to break above this resistance. They don't. And then we begin to roll over to the downside. This looks a lot like the pattern we're in right now. We had the dump on the first spot. Then we came up and consolidated, right? I'm going to get rid of this now and look at where we are in time, in real time, all right? This is the replay tool. Replay tool will really help you understand and backtest. Teach yourself how to learn, find different aspects of trading. So to me, this looks a lot like it because it had the dip first, came back and consolidated, right? Looks so much similar to that price action. And what was that price action? Okay. That was when we started to dump here on December 8th. All right. People thought we would get a bounce. We did not. Okay. We did not. Look how similar those two things look. Just pointing it out. I know this is kind of crazy, but you got a bit of an inverted. I didn't see this yet until right now. You have a rounded top. That's a bit of an inverted cup and handle. If I flip this back upside down, let me flip this upside down here. The cup and handles break to the upside, right? That's a cup and handle. So Bitcoin's in an inverted cup and handle. I don't think you'll see any other technical and analysts say this. Inverted cup and handle for Bitcoin. You know? Yeah. So they fake us out. They get to resistance here. They dump us out. You know? They fake us out here. Break us to the top of the pattern. Chop us down. So I'm weary of this pattern. I'm watching it closely. I'm watching support and resistance. We will get rejected by a resistance. The Stokes will roll over, and you'll be able to figure out how to play this. I promise you that. Don't have no fear. Just have faith that you will get educated today. You're at the right YouTube channel at the right time, learning what you need to know. Okay, and you're getting great education right now. You're not watching some random meme guy. You're not talking about, just nonsense. You're getting amazing information. I do this every single day. I put in 10, 12, 14, sometimes 18 hours. If you look at my trading group, it's unfair. I mean, how much we outwork people. But, I'm going to bed here at 2:04 a.m. still watching Bitcoin. I thought we would get a fake out and a dump, right? Highly likely, but we were high on the stochastics, right? So, and then we banged on Loca, and then I finally had to call it a night. But look, I'm back up at 7:44 a.m. 5 hours and 45 minutes that I'm not on the market. So basically, I'm on the market damn near 24/7, right? And I'm going to show you something else that I'm seeing. All right, we take away this endpoint, and I mean, it's starting to be a bit of a descending triangle too. Starting to look very descending to me, which is very bearish. Even just we take away the rest of that, and we just took this part of the pattern. That's a descending triangle. Descending triangles are bearish. I mean, they can break up 50-50, but they are bearish patterns. All right. Look what you see here, too. I didn't see this till right now. A head and shoulder pattern. Do you play out here and then dump on a I guess you kind of dumped and then came back into the pattern, right? So, I've done a lot. I've talked a lot. I went over some big things. What do I see happening for Bitcoin? Is there a trade for Bitcoin today? I try to open up or show you a trade that I'm making or possibly just what I'm seeing for Bitcoin for the day. And I believe that the 1 hour will bounce to the upside because the 1 hour is oversold. And I trade the 1 hour every single day, all the time. Right there, this inverted head and shoulder bounced. This bounced. This bounced. And we're at the bottom of the trend line yet again. And you're pattern trading 101. So it's highly likely you make it to the top of the pattern. Right when this happened, I expected a bounce. If you're my trading group, I confidently gave you that confidence in your trading style to open it long right here. Again, you don't do what I tell you to do. Nobody does, right? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. But I am giving you education and showing you the higher probabilities, and I've been here before. That's the difference between me and some of the beginners. I've seen this wick hundreds and hundreds of times now. It doesn't get me as crazy as it gets everybody else. I'm just like, yeah, there they go. What do? I flip to the 7 minute. I identify my divergence, and I call the bounce before it happens. See, bang, right? Shoulder, head, and a mini shoulder right there. If you go to the 1 minute time frame, you will see a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there, and a break to the upside, right? Also, the 1 hour is the beginning of the 1 minute, which I don't want you to sit on, but sometimes it can just give you a signal of where you're going to go. It is flagging out here and says it may continue to the upside. We're going to take a look at the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute is my go-to chart. 15-minute was able to give us kind of that we were going to roll over here because we started to roll. You could see the roll and we weren't hitting this resistance. Dump, right? We're back inside the pattern. All is well, right? And that's what the key was. The key is you can break patterns all day long as you get back in. It's like falling off a boat. Someone's got to put their hand out, pull you back into the boat. If they pull you back in the boat, you're all set. You're all set. No worries at all, right? No worries at all. So bullish divergence played out there on the 7 and the 15-minute even had it, but the 7-minute was far more apparent. That's why I use the 7-minute a lot to find divergences in crazy times when price action's moving pretty fast. 15-minute is getting a little high here, and we're not getting above resistance. So you could make a sideways M of some type. Let's take a look here. So when I see this, I don't just, you're getting to that high point. You had a beautiful recovery, right? So let me see here. 1 hour spicy, wants to make a move, and we did get a bit of a double. The kind of double bottom did play out on the candle closings. It's tough though. I mean, that's crazy. I got to go to the 7-minute right now and make a flag. And here's the deal. The 7-minute and the 15-minute in tandem, I kind of go back in between them to get my info, but I watch them closely. And what's happened is the 7-minute will reset to the oversold region. Okay? As that happens, we'll make a flag. If we stay in the flag, then we can basically assume that we will head back to the top of the pattern and break out. This is the flag you may want to play. I'm on the 5. The 7 and the 5 pretty close. But the 7-minute, and this is my idea here. So I watch this with an alert set on the stochastics RSI. When my alert hits, and I set them on the middle and the bottom because sometimes we might go halfway through. Okay, a little tip trick there quick. These are pro tips that no one will ever really show you, just different stuff that I do. And unique, every trader has a unique trading style. Nobody's going to be exactly the same. If they have a unique trading style, you should trust them because that means they've actually they've learned everything that the other people have learned, and they've actually formatted something to their own, something that they have kind of to their own, right? Shout out to all the awesome traders on YouTube, though. There are all awesome people out here to learn from. There really are. There's a lot of scammers and people that aren't worth listening to, but I learn from the educated people. I learned from the people that were awesome. I learned from the people that were spot on, right? And I carry the torch now, and I just keep teaching every single day. So shout out to each and every one of you. I'm going to watch this flag on the 7-minute and the 15-minute. Highly likely we make a flag and break back to the upside based on the 1-hour stochastics RSI. We even have a little bit of bullish divergence here. Because look, that swing down, but not as sharp as that swing down. And bullish divergence to the 1 hour, we got a bounce there. So if you weren't as advantageous as me on the 7, could have played this bounce right there, or the 1 hour once we got back inside the pattern. So I believe the 1 hour will play up to the upside. 15 minutes a little high, not the entry time now. I wait for a flag to flag on out. When that flag does its thing, I will look for an entry or a possible move to the upside for Bitcoin. So I do see Bitcoin green for most of the day. Up and it should take until, I don't know, between 3 and 6 o'clock and I'm not guaranteeing anything, but between 3 and 6 o'clock we could get here to the upside. Also, how did you know where we're going to go? Well, this was a symmetrical triangle. I got my patterns waiting for you. I was looking at the patterns today. I was like, I might as well show them the patterns. I mean, here's some trading patterns here, right? Just trying to see. I didn't pick the one-on-one. Here we go, yeah. So, look, the symmetrical triangle, 50-50. Bilateral means buy. It can go up or down either way depending on which way it wants to go, all right? And so when I identified Bitcoin here, this was a bilateral pattern. How do you find out where it's going to go? You take the length of the base of the triangle, and you say it's either going to go up or it's going to go down, right? And you'll tell by the stochastics. Also, what we could see in here on the 15, kind of like a head, a shoulder, and a shoulder. It's like I call these complex head and shoulders because the right shoulder just keeps going. You could also have done this, look, a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and we would break to the downside. Also, if you weren't sure about that, rising wedges break down 68% of the time, and the 15-minute made a rising wedge, began to roll over. The 7-minute may have given you the signal too, which it did. The 7-minute was above the dotted line, and it began to dump. That's why I'm using the 7-minute today, because just like the 7-minute began this dump to the downside and gave you that inflection, 7-minute could have done the same here. And also look at this. I mean, you got a bit of a shoulder, head, and a little right shoulder, or you could even call that an M pattern to the downside. Also, it's a little bit of a bearish flag to me, even though it was a falling wedge. I mean, it's bearish, bearish tones. And then resistance, and then you can't get back above support and resistance. Support and resistance are so key. Look at your support there. That's where you bounce. So that's where you got rejected right there. Key. Previous support becomes new resistance. Please understand this. Look, support. We can't get a buy it. You short that. Okay? When the 7-minute rolls over on you, you short that. You short that here too. So you can't get above resistance. Stochastics roll on you. Short. You're also in a rising wedge. I'm teaching you. So when you do short, 90% of the time, make your pattern up and down, up and down. When you hit the bottom of the pattern, watch it come up. When it gets to the top of the pattern, make that rising wedge. Look for the Stokes to be high on the 1 hour, the 15, and the 7. If all three of those are high and the 4 hour is pointing down, highly likely you're going to get a bit of a short to the downside. Okay? I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. I hope you're having a blast. I hope you're feeling good today. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate all the awesome crypto lifers. If you've dedicated yourself to crypto like me, then you're in for the long haul. Once you get bit forever, baby. You're in there. 1%ers, man. You're in for life, man. You can't leave. So shout out to each and every one of you. I love you all. And you made the right decision. I'm telling you right now, 10 years from now, we're all going to look back on these times. We're going to realize we made the right decision. They're going to make it hard, and they're not going to make it easy. That's why most of us are going to get paid. If it was so easy for the masses just to run into Bitcoin, buy it, and it was so easy, and they wouldn't be worried, they wouldn't be scared, and it was just like, then everyone will get rich. But everyone's not going to get rich in the next 10 years. I tell you that right now. So in the last 5 years, not many people changed their lives. I changed my life. I'll tell you that. I changed my tax bracket. I changed my entire life. In the last 5 years, cryptocurrency changed my life in ways you wouldn't even believe. I was always good at saving. I always believed I had to save. I got into the Toronto Stock Exchange. I started trading stocks, started buying gold and silver after the 2008 crisis. I equated gold to Bitcoin, started looking at that. Today, I want to talk about the repo market. All right, a lot of you people don't know what the repo market is, and you need to know and understand what it is. So we're going to get a little serious today. I hope people can understand this, but the repo market explained and why the Fed has pumped hundreds of billions into it. Okay? For nearly 2 years, the Federal Reserve has been entangled in what is basically one of the world's most important pawn shops, the repo market. So, short for repurchase agreements, the repo market is a complicated... Actually, hold on. Let me do a good intro here. Let me actually move the camera too, because I don't have the ticker on when I do this, right? And you're wondering, like, why is he floating, right? So let me just move myself here. Excellent. Okay. What if I take the NFA off? BM. It's good enough. The like button, like, doing something stupid? Hold on here. Do you guys hear, like, a like button pinning? That's weird. Okay, I hope it's not. But please, if you can, please subscribe and hit that like button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. You know, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see when I find out when I post my next video. Greatly appreciate that. Okay, so check it out. My name is Samuel James Price. Hi, my name is Sam Price. I'm a professional crypto trader. I'm also known as Crypto Lifer on YouTube. And I go into the financial system in a different way than most YouTubers. You got to break down the behind the scenes of where the money's going and how they're moving the money. I started researching this in 2008. It got me into buying gold and silver, understanding how government bonds were procreating wealth out of thin air, and how it was basically printing money behind our backs, and how they were actually using fractional reserve lending in the banks to procreate funds behind your back, and how basically they were stealing from your mother and father by consistently printing money, because if your mom worked for 10 years, 3 of those years were completely for free. I mean, and maybe even more if you cycle in inflation. So they've been stealing from from basically previous generations and making us pay for it. The taxes I pay today are on the debt that they put our parents into without asking them. So for nearly 2 years, the Federal Reserve has been entangled in what's basically known as the repo market. You have to understand what the repo market is. Remember, just in September of 2020 or 2019, we almost had an insane repo market. Like, they couldn't handle it. Like, there wasn't enough money. And the banking system almost collapsed. I'll tell you that right now. And then they started pumping billions of dollars, trillions of dollars into the repo market. Since then, that really hasn't stopped, and no one really talks about it. And that really is the fruition of where we could actually have some serious pain in the market. So what is the repo market? To understand how these operations impact you, it's first important to learn some of the basics on how the repo market works. The repo market is essentially a two-way intersection with cash on one side and treasury securities on the other. They're both trying to get to the other side. One firm sells securities to a second institution and agrees to purchase back those assets for a higher price by a certain date, typically overnight. So they sell a security, Bank A sells security to Bank B, and then they're like, but I'll buy that back at a profit tomorrow morning. I just need 12 hours, you know. The contract those parties draw up is known as a repo. Essentially, it's a short-term collateralized loan. And just as most loans come with an interest payment, you can think of the difference between the original price and the second. Higher price is the interest paid on that loan. It's also known as the repo rate. On the flip side, when the Fed sells a security to a counterparty and then agrees to buy back that security, it's a transaction known as a reverse repo. Why would two parties want to participate in a process as antiquated as the repo market? Because it ultimately benefits them. Financial firms with large pools of cash would prefer to not just let that money sit around. It doesn't collect interest, meaning it doesn't make any money. On the other side, it allows financial institutions to borrow cheaply to fund short-term needs. There's also typically not much risk involved. Experts estimate around 2 to 4 trillion of debt are financed each day, meaning it's vital to overall functioning of the financial system. The cash that institutions receive goes towards funding daily operations. So what happened was big banks were afraid to lend other banks money because they were afraid those banks would go down and not be able to pay back the loan. So the price of the repo interest rate was going so high because they wanted to make it like a little risk, less risky. So they were like, listen, you're going to have to pay 12% instead of 2%. And then banks were like, I don't want to pay that. And then what happened is the Fed had to start pumping money into the repo market. They won't tell you this on the news. Jerome Powell won't talk about this. And it really has been swept under the rug. Nobody wants to talk about the repo market. I'm telling you right now, It's something that is going to come to fruition. And at one point, we have a sickness inside of the banking system. And I don't want to scare people, but I want you to understand that this repo market has not been fixed. They're still pumping trillions behind our back. For example, 1.5 trillion injection became a major talking point for Sanders and Warren on the 2020 campaign. The Democratic senators have compared those short-term loans as equivalent of handing out free money to rich investors, wondering why the money couldn't instead be used to provide free healthcare or cancel trillions of dollars in student loan debt. So they squeak that money into the wrong places. It doesn't get where it needs to go. So anyway, people don't want to get educated. We lose viewers when we educate people, which is so sad. So sad we went from 465 or 444, but the people that stayed will be the educated, will be the people that understand, will the people that get what's going on. Let's take a look at the world markets and jump on into the show. Let's talk about the Dow Jones. Let's talk about the dollar index as it continues to dump to the downside. This is a beautiful thing for Bitcoin. Look at this. It is in an inverted head and shoulder, though. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. Let me delete my wacky projections from yesterday, right? But you got a shoulder head, possible right shoulder, but you look, resistance, beautiful thing now. And we talked about this when we hit this, see, previous, and this is support and resistance. Do you understand? We use it all the time here on the channel. Look, that is your previous resistance right there. You would bounce. Then you would bounce here off that support zone. So you had a resistance here. You would bounce off of it. Pretty interesting, right? Look, you had bounces here. So when you came here, you would bounce. But your previous resistance right there. So when you hit that, you got resisted. You come down, you bounce where? Near the previous bounce. You resist where? At the previous support. That's where resistance is. Are you understanding support and resistance now with the Dow Jones in this beautiful, beautiful little segment here? It's so nice and neat and tidied up for you. Everybody, you got to get the likes up to the watchers. We get 500 likes on this channel. I'm telling you right now, we got to get motivated. We got to get you up. We got to get you going. If you ain't ready to hit that like button, how are you going to become a multimillionaire in life? Like, seriously. Hit that like button. Let's get it going. Shout out to each and every one of you. I love you all. If I was watching you, you know I would hit that like button. I have forgotten in the past. I've been watching a YouTuber, that I really like, and then he says it, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to hit that like button. So please do the right thing. Let's get to 500, 600, 700 likes. I know we can do it. I trust each and every one of you. I won't ask again. Look at that. 50 likes just came in harder than hard. Come on now. Let's get it going. Come on. You know if I was watching you, I would hit that like button. You know it in your heart and soul. I would never play you. Don't play me. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. This ain't your average YouTuber. I'm not your average guy. Okay? I'm not like, hey, everybody, we're going to watch this. And, we're going to just take it. That's not going to be it. You're going to get it. You're going to get full-fledged, coming at you like a freight train, ready to go every single day. I don't have an off button, baby. I don't have an off switch. I only know go, baby. I only know go. Aries, man. Aries. Get to know an Aries. If you have an Aries in your life, they're a lot like me, baby. Ready to move, ready to blast, ready to take action, ready to lead. Aries the ram, the number one sign, the first sign in the zodiac. I'm telling you, not the number one, but the first sign in the zodiac, the leading sign is the Aries sign. Born on the 99th day of the year. 33 times 3. I am ready to go on the 9th day, on the 99th day of the year. Ready to go. So the dollar index could make a nice bump here. Wouldn't be good for Bitcoin. They would kind of move together, though, because they're both oversold unless we would see a little more of a low. But you got a bit of a shoulder, head, kind of a tiny right shoulder, and you're in a falling wedge that breaks up to the upside. You did find support here, which isn't good. You did find support. So what we like to do is get a bump, and we'd like to get dropped by this resistance zone right here and drop to the downside. So we'd like to see this hold as resistance. But, we called this out. We talked about it many, many times on the channel. Shout out to anyone that came back every single day. But look, I had my green zone. Let's zoom out here. And we look at big boy timeframes here. We look at the weekly, the 2 week. Like, we don't play games. And look, we looked at the 2 week chart here on the dollar. And I showed you that every time the 2 week was this high that it dumped. I went over this. And I said, look, the 2 week was above the dotted line here. Massive dump for the dollar. I also said how long it took. Most people didn't realize. How long did this take? This took 448 days about. I mean, that's a year. That's a bull run for Bitcoin, I tell you that. Same thing here. 500 days. If we go even shorter to the bottom, 350 days, that's a year. That's a bull run for Bitcoin. If I show you Bitcoin, it look, January of 2020, that's when Bitcoin went on a beautiful tear. Right? Well, actually, hold on. What does it do? Yeah, March of 2020. That's when Bitcoin dumped to it. That's when the bottom hit, and then we would rip. You would have bought the bottom right there in the pandemic at 3,800 Bitcoin, which I personally did. I actually want to dig up my Coinbase buy because I have it on record. I'm going to frame it one day, make it an NFT. Buying Bitcoin at 3,800 in the pandemic. Insanity, right? Turning, like, I bought like 0.75. I didn't buy an entire one, bought like 0.75, 0.8. But still, it turned like 2,500 into 60K in under a year. It was unreal. So, hey, Bitcoin. And everyone says Bitcoin's not fun. Hey, it's fun when you turn $2,000 into 60K. I'll tell you that. That's fun for me. So anyway, rejection by the 2-week chart. And we talked about this being resistance since 1989. All the way from 1989. Larry Bird, you know. But I mean, resistance from 1989 right there on August 28th, 1989. The dollar could not get above that resistance. We would flourish through it again, but go back below. Resistance here in 2017. Resistance here in 2020. And resistance here in 2022. They can print all they want, but you have to remember, when you print a lot of money, you weaken an asset. Like when you give a lot of here, let's look at any asset in the world. Watch this. Let's have some fun. Da Vinci paints the Mona Lisa, right? We know the Mona Lisa, right? Everybody loves it, and she has her little smile with her flat face. And it's worth 10 million, right? But he actually painted 10, and he sold them to an art purveyor, and they're all identical. They're all the same. And it comes out next week that they've been locked up in some, you know, I don't know, some World War II freaking underground old bait, who knows, right? And they come out. Immediately, yes, this one may hold a little more value as the first one, but immediately this may drop in value because you have more Mona Lisas that exist now. This is supply and demand, okay? So when you have $1 trillion in circulation and you print another $5-10 trillion, you know, 2 trillion, one like they did, and you end up with 2 trillion, it's just not worth the same. And where does that have to go? It has to go to prices. So what do they want? They want demand to drop. Why do they want demand to drop? Because they want prices to go up. When prices go up, demand goes down. Right now, if I'm selling lemonade, and lemonade is $1.25, okay? Yes, right? But then I say, you know what? Special, 75 cents. More people will come and buy the lemonade because the price has gone down. The demand will go up. But if I say, you know what? It's really healthy for you. You know, I'm selling it for $3. I use organic stuff. It's just super nice. And the people that don't really care about organic stuff and just like trying to look for a budget, they're not going to pay $3. The demand will go down. Okay? So when you raise the prices of things, the demand goes down. So when they print money, so when they try to raise the interest rate, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the prices of things go up because they're trying to stop inflation. The problem is they've done too much already and they won't be able to stop inflation. Here's why. I'm telling you, and I've been saying this since day one. And I feel like I know what most of the world doesn't. And because of that, I'm going to become a multimillionaire based on this stuff. And I'm telling you, if you can grasp what I'm teaching you right now, it's more than just going over altcoins and going over Bitcoin because you got to get your mind right. You got to understand where you are in this world. Because if you don't, you won't understand. Like, you basically, when the market starts to shift, you're going to sell all your Bitcoin you're not going to do the right thing. But if you can see the whole picture and you can conceptualize of what's happening and you get your mind right, then you're going to be smooth sailing through the next 10 years. I'm telling you right now. I aim to help you to do this. My trading group is more than just charts. It's a mentality group. It's a lifestyle. It's a place for you to see the world differently. You can't live like the masses to become very wealthy. The masses are not going to get wealthy in the next 10 years. A small minority of people are going to get very wealthy in the next 10 years. A small minority. It's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be all these trading groups and all these people. It's going to be a small group of people that put in the work. Are you going to put in the work? Are you going to put in the research? Are you going to open your mind? And on top of the education, you need to open your mind. Are you ready to open your mind to the next level? Are you ready to take it to the next level? That's the question. You cannot be like everybody else, okay? You must separate yourself from the herd. One thing I want to tell you now, too, is, so why do they print money, right? Because the economy was bad, right? So they said the economy was in a bad place. People were losing their jobs and they didn't have any money. So we need to print more and give the people money, okay? What they don't realize that is they lowered the value of the dollar, didn't they? So if you ever have a crisis again, so my point of the story is you had a hole and you try to patch the hole, All right. And you got to go get like asphalt patch or something. You got to get a bucket and you patch the bucket. What happens is, though, the more asphalt you use, it's not a good example, but the more asphalt you use, the bigger the hole becomes in 2 years. And then you have to use 2 buckets and 3 buckets. And the more you keep adding into the system, and that's how it is. So every time they print more money. So now if we ever had a bailout, like if we have another pandemic, horrible, let's say I don't even want to say that, and people lose their jobs again and they say we need to print more money. That $1,200 check that they gave you 2 years ago, it's worth like $7.50 now, maybe even $6. I mean, it's starting to lose value fast. Look at gas went up from $1.75 to $5. I mean, that made your $1,200. Your $1,200 at $1.75 got you so much more gas than it did at $5 a gallon. I mean, my goodness, that's basically. I mean, when gasoline goes from $2 to $5, your $1,200 goes from $1,200 to $500. I mean, it's just when prices double, the amount of money that you have gets cut in half or less. You see the ratio that I'm teaching you here? This is important. You must understand these concepts to be wealthy in life. You must understand these concepts. You can't just float through crypto and be like, oh. So right now, it's about finding a place to put your money other than cash. Because cash has been dropping and it's at resistance. Okay? There may be one more kind of splash out rally and they bring Bitcoin down to one more final bottom and we could see, a few months of capitulation. But at the end of the day, 5 years from now, Bitcoin will win this battle. It's just, it makes perfect, just like it won 5 years ago, just like it won 5 years prior to that. Look at Bitcoin every 5 years. It continues to win. So Bitcoin will continue to win. And that's why I continue to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And that's my game. And I just want to break that down for each and every one of you so you can understand what's happening in the economy. Okay? So let me just finish my spiel here. So why is the Fed out for blood? Well, I'll tell you why. Here's the reason. You got the Fed sitting here, okay? They don't raise interest rates. They say, we've already printed too much money. We've messed up the system. It's kind of done at this point. We can't save it by raising interest rates. We have to let the markets find a true value, and maybe we need to reset and put Bitcoin as the true currency. And maybe we need to start a whole new system. And honestly, they need to lay down and say, you know what? For the last few years, we've made mistakes. We're treading water. We need help. We need to bring in the crypto enthusiasts. We need to all sit together. We need all the minds of the world to come together. And we need to find the best solution for the people and for the world. That's what they need to do, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, right? That would be the best case. That's just how we could get out of this. No, they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that printing money, even though if you can go in history and look at every single government that printed money throughout history, all they did was end up just continental dollar to zero. We had continental script, which is a beautiful, beautiful currency here in America. Bitcoin is the new continental script. I want you to repeat after me. Bitcoin is the new continental script. Repeat after me. Bitcoin is the new continental script. You don't know what I'm saying right now, but eventually you will. Eventually you will. Please watch the movie Money Masters and get yourself educated. So the Fed here, and watch The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. Okay, so the Fed here, at this point, they've printed too much money to stop inflation. They're not going to stop it. I'm mark my words. We may see a small period of deflation before the nasty drop really occurs. But they printed too much money to stop inflation at this point. It's obvious, and you can study history to find this out. We're all the other economies that did this, we're way past that limit at this point. Way past it. We're past a lot of the ones that went down earlier than we are. We're only getting propped up now at this point. So, if the Fed doesn't come out and say we're wrong, they're going to keep raising rates, right? Why? Because they don't want to look. If they don't do anything, then they have to say they're wrong. If they don't raise rates, they have to say, okay, we printed too much and we need to do something different. And you know what? We need to ask for help. Like, we don't have control anymore. We don't have control. So if they don't raise rates, they basically have to admit defeat and say, hey, we need a new way. We need to find something else. This isn't working. Okay? But they don't want to do that because, right? Resignments, people would, and then you would have people outside of the Federal Reserve screaming because people will get mad at things they don't even need to know to get mad about. They're not educated fully on what's happening. So they're just going to scream and yell, even though the Fed was wrong. It was 100 years. They should have been screaming and yelling at our forefathers, Alexander Hamilton and the people that sold us to the Bank of England. That's where it really all started. Like, this is just a carryover, from what's going on. Anyway, So we know the Fed's not going to do that, but that's the way out of this, all right? So what they're going to do is they're going to continue to say that, all right, we're going to get this inflation under control. We're going to keep raising interest rates. And what they're going to do is they're going to crash the economy really bad. I said this before 2 years ago. I said either they do nothing and inflation gets worse and prices go really far up and we go into a massive recession, or they raise interest rates and they crash the stock market and we go into a massive recession. There's no way out of this. The only way out of this is Bitcoin, because it's the scarcest asset in the world. And even when Bitcoin tanks down to 10K, 15K, which I believe is a high probability and possible, right? Even if it does it. And actually, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm open-minded. Anything could happen. But even if Bitcoin does that, and that's what we see happen, it's going to rise right back up. It's styrofoam in water, dude. Bitcoin is like styrofoam. You can swing all the way down 100 feet. The second you let Bitcoin out, it's going to float all the way back to the top again, because the desires of the whole world are what makes what makes Bitcoin desirable. The fact that the Mona Lisa is worth the millions that it is the same idea that Bitcoin is worth what it is. It's the scarcest asset in the world. This is 8-year-old math, supply and demand. These are things you have to understand. These are concepts you must come to fruition, come to terms with. These are the things you must learn, okay? Okay? Please. Like, a lot of YouTubers just showing you charts here, but they're not changing your brain. I'm trying to change your brain. I'm trying to turn you into somebody different than you used to be, so you can see the world differently. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to end up the same person, okay? Anyway, bit of a bull flag here that could end up breaking out. See that? But we'll see. You know, right now we're at resistance and we're coming back down. I'd like to see this rally for Bitcoin, right? So I gave you mixed signals. I said we could see 10K, but then the dollar could dump. But honestly, we could see just an economic collapse of almost anything too. I remember when the huge economic collapse, even gold went down. Like, when you're like, why? Gold should go up, but even everything goes down. Everything. Let's take a look at the S&P getting a bit of a bounce to 4,000. Pretty sweet. E-mini futures. So S&P was at a standstill there. And why are we going over the S&P? Because it's the head tech stock. All the tech stocks conglomerated. And Bitcoin is a tech stock. And what happens to the S&P happens to Bitcoin. This has been amazing, actually. Look at this. S&P has the falling wedge. Breaks back up. We show the shoulder, the head and the shoulder. We talk about the S&P breaking back up to the upside. We show you the two channels here. I give you an idea. I said either we come and we bounce and we break to the upside, or we don't get above the zone and we break to the downside. I said this is a big deal for the S&P. What do? We broke up. We bounced as suggested. You know, I drew it really quick. I drew it like back here. But I mean, I was damn close to my projection for the S&P. I'm basically saying we'll come and retest the top trend line here and bounce to the upside. I was off by like a move to the right. But if you play this out, look what happened to the S&P. It did bounce. It did get that move. And now we're headed towards resistance right here. Beautiful move for the S&P. However, are we out of the water? I mean, technically, yeah, I'm going to say we are right now, because if I move that trend line, we have broken through the trend line. The S&P may have made a bit of a bottom here to the upside. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. The 1 hour is kind of getting, running out of momentum and hitting resistance. Same thing with the 4 hour. You're running out of momentum and hitting resistance, okay? You want to look at that daily. Daily has a little more gas in the tank, but again, you are heading towards resistance, all right? Creepy. You did break out. Let's go back to the 1 hour and see what we see happening here. So you broke out and you made the rising wedge. And look, you broke out of the rising wedge. You even had a complex. You kind of have a shoulder, head, and then that is kind of a right shoulder. It's hard to see, though. Measured move for the S&P was the length of the back end of the triangle to the upside here, which should coincide to the zone of the next resistance area, okay? Can we head up there? Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Has some legs. 15-minute is cooked, and it's starting to kind of roll over. It says that we kind of hit our high for the day. S&P may begin to roll over right now after this fact, We did break out, though, to the upside. Shout out to the S&P for bouncing. Let's take a look. But you remember the daily, 3 days oversold. We should get even a bigger bounce now that the 3 day is continuing with this momentum, right? Measured move is back up into these zones for the S&P. Also, if I show you this idea, we kind of fell out of a channel. See that? And I'd like to see us break back in. we could be bearishly retesting this channel. So we need to break back inside this channel. Very, very important. Or we could bearishly retest this and dump even further to the downside. We're going to watch this closely for you. We're going to watch that bearish retest on the S&P, on the daily and the 4-hour, because that's going to have a lot of influence on what we see happening in the Bitcoin markets. Let's take a look at the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. Total market cap banging on them. And let's take a look at what we see here. In a bit of a bull flag, bear flag. I just got areas to talk about. And to me, we broke it. See that? Like, we had a trend there. We broke the trend. We went all the way down to $1.17 trillion. We did bounce right back up to this zone that I talked about at 1.2 trill. So $1.2 trillion, we are holding the zone, right? We're holding the zone. You could kind of open us up here and say, all right, you're in a flag. But to me, that was a nice trend that did break, right? Yeah, I mean, you broke that. You definitely broke it. Bitcoin kind of got back in a smaller pattern, but this bigger pattern just got broken. The mid-range is over. I mean, we were at a high range, we had a low range, we had a mid-range, and we were in the mid-range for a while. We had gone to the highs, right? We had gone to the lows, we had gone to the highs, and then we had mid-ranged. We broke the mid-range. We tested 1.1 trillion and bounced back up. Now what you're looking for is, do we bearishly retest this idea? Do you try to get back in this pattern and then dump to $1.1 trillion? So, yikes. 4 hours suggests that you will get a bit of a move back to the upside. When I project the only way we could dig out is if you got a shoulder, I believe you got a, and you got a right shoulder, okay? Also, do you have bullish divergence? You want to look for that. You do have swing down here, and this is class B or C because that angle isn't as sharp as that angle. We go to the 1 hour, I bet it's there though. And yeah, the 1 hour gets flat, and you go to the 15 minute, watch this, see? The 4 hour, the stochastics RSI were like this. The 1 hour, they got flatter. Watch, when we fling to the 15 minute, I bet you it's really apparent. And now I'm teaching you how to establish divergences a little bit. I mean, you don't use the bigger one but if you did use this bigger zone, you can see that we did trend up. Here's the divergence right here. Let me show you. Swing down to swing down, and swing up to swing up on the RSI. See that? And you could double click the RSI and just be really, perfect, and you can perfect your angles here, okay? That's bullish divergence, and we did bounce to the upside. Also, that's a falling wedge that breaks up 68% of the time. See, this is just textbook TA, all right? Textbook technical analysis every single day. But that's the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. What do I see happening? Let's take a look at the big time frames like the 3 hour and the daily. And we want to look at our support and resistance lines that I have marked here. Double click it. I only want to see price action here. Messy because on the 3-day chart, like, you're not going to get to see these wicks or candle bodies. So if you make a beautiful pattern on like a nice channel, it won't look the same, So we got to get for me, we got to get back above $133 trillion. Like, until we get back above that, we're bearish. So, like, to me, like, we can rally all we want, have all fun in this area. We can do all sorts of fun stuff. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? We can end up down here at 800 bills. So the entire market has to break above 1.33 for us to remain bullish, in my humble opinion. You can see heavy resistance there. Bearish engulfing candle do suggest that we do have more downside, technically, until you get a bullish engulfing candle. So also not a good sign. We held 1.17, and our last line in the sand is 1.1 trillion, and then where this wick went to, which is crazy, that we went to $1 trillion. You break 1 trillion, your next level is $841 billion. So levels to watch. Let's look at the smaller time frames and see what we can do. 1 hour does want to dig out of the hole, right? 1 hour is attempting to dig out of the hole. I'm sorry, I gotta it's like, I wish I could do this. I'm gonna have to learn how to do my, there's a place where I can do, like, I basically can have, I can have trees, and I can delete the trees and add the trees. I'm gonna sit with my analyst today or in the next few days, and we're gonna come up with some awesome concepts. But Boulevard, so what I say to this is you got to break back inside this pattern, and we could see a bearish retest. I guess I already covered it in a way. Bearish retest. So level you're watching is 1.25, $1.24 trillion. You get back above that, you're back in the pattern. You get rejected by that, you could definitely get to 1.1, and then we could break $1 trillion. This market cap breaks $1 trillion, and that's when we're gonna be like, you know. So I'm watching for that closely. To me, descending triangle with a bearish retest happening right now on total 3, which is the entire market cap of all of cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's all of the altcoins smashed together. And right now, the altcoins are not looking good. They're not. Bitcoin dumps hard, even a little bit. The altcoins are going to take an even bigger hit to the downside. I'm telling you that right now. So right now, I'm only DCAing into Ethereum and Bitcoin. You know, I thought about maybe some Cardano, but I believe Cardano could bang down all the way to 20 cents again. You never know. I have enough of all these things too, so I really don't need any more. I believe I have enough. But, you know, I do like to take advantage of good low prices, you know. Now, one other idea is that this is a falling wedge and that you're just, you know, you're kind of attempting to hit the zone. Let me get rid of this line here. You see, and I'm open-minded at all times. See, this is a wedge. You should break back into the pattern, and then you should break back to the... So, big line in the sand here. Okay? For all the altcoins. Because if the altcoins can't get above 433 billion, look for more downside, and that measured move is not fun. That's a descending triangle that could tank every altcoin in the game to, like, basically their lows. You would lose 50% of the market cap of all of the altcoins. Am I saying that's guaranteed to happen? No. I'm just showing you these are possibilities if you don't get back above $433 billion. Okay, and that's the total market cap. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. Wow, the Dow just did something unbelievable. Unbelievable. It broke that resistance that we talked about. The Dow had to break that resistance. We were overbought on the Stokes. Thought it was highly more unlikely where we were on the 15 and the 1 hour. Did the 7 minute save the day? Look at that. The 7 minute was oversold and gave you the entry right there for the bounce off of resistance. And you know what's crazy? You're not gonna believe this, but everyone makes fun of my cup and handles, right? Not everybody, but people think it's a little funny, right? Sammy cup and handy to the upside. If you had played a cup and handle here on the 7 minute chart last night, you would have played the gap up to the upside on the low stochastics with the 21-day moving average touching price action. Bang, bang, bang. It's exactly how I trade. You would have taken the measured move, which is the length of this pole to that wick. Then you would have given a little bit of a slant, and that would have given you exactly where Bitcoin went. So don't tell me that my cup and handles don't play out. Don't tell me about my cup and handies. You want to see another one? If you don't believe me, this was a cup. This was also a handle here. If you can drink tea out of it, it was there. You won't see this anywhere else on YouTube. You really won't. I'm telling you. And that's why they call me Sammy. And look, the length of this all the way to the wick is usually where I like to go to my measured move. I take the wick that's the lowest from the middle of it to the high wick there. And then you swing that to where you leave. And how crazy is that? That's exactly where the Dow Jones just went. Cup and handle. So had you just played the cup and handle on the Dow Jones, nothing else, nothing more. My goodness. Look, cup with a handle, you would hit the exact measured move. Do you see the one I'm talking? I'm going to take this one away. Do you see this, guys? Are you seeing what I'm putting down here? If this doesn't prove that my cup and handle system is insane and works very, very well, Sammy cup and handy to the upside. That's why they call the guy Sammy cup and handy, because, and you know what? They can't stand me. I know who can't stand me. I know the other guys out there selling the indicators. They're like, this guy. I'm getting under their skin. They're watching us 27, 30K, 50K, 100K. They're going to be like, who is this guy? Why is he taking market share from me? Why is he more accurate than me? Why is he coming out with these cup and handles? Why is his indicator better than ours? Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, I don't even use indicators. I am the indicator. I teach you how to become the indicator. Everyone else is trying to sell you these $1,000 indicators. And yes, I will come out with an indicator worth $1,000 because it will save you some time once you become an expert trader. But I won't tell beginners that they need it. And I'll never, it'll be for basically people who want that type of lifestyle with the, you know, I teach beginners that they can do it themselves. You can do this yourself. I make you self-sufficient. That's a true friend, all right? Someone who's not your friend, what they do is, for instance, say you love tomatoes and someone was really good at growing tomatoes and you came and bought tomatoes from them. And you're like, yeah, life is really hard, but I need my tomatoes. And they're like, okay. And they just kept charging you. Yes, they weren't truly your friend, right? I mean, but if they came to your house one day and they're like, listen, you've been buying tomatoes on me for 5 years, but like, Let me come to your house and see your land and be like, listen, you have a lot of land. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be growing tomatoes too, and teach you how to grow your own tomatoes, right? You know what I'm saying? So my 99 group, you don't have to be in it for a lifetime. Just like you don't go to college for 7 years. You go to college for 4 years. Then you go on your way. My group is a place for you to learn. Jump on in. Be here for a year. Be here for 2 years. Be here for 3 years. Be here for however long you need to be. And then fly like a free bird, man. I'm going to teach you how to become self-sufficient. I'm going to teach you how to learn how to use this market to become financially free. Okay? And then you can take it to the next level. All right? But look, the cup and handle played out to the exact measured move. And the way I take my targets played out, which is unconventional. I'm telling you right now, most people wouldn't even have called this a cup and handle. Number one, okay? That's right off the bat. They wouldn't have seen it. So they wouldn't have said that it was a cup and handle. Secondly, the traditional way of finding where a cup and handle will go is just making a flat middle and then moving this up and saying that's where you'll make it. You would have missed the edge, the slight edge. Now, the slight edge comes from this. That wick to that wick. One day I experiment. I can't explain how I did this, but I experimented and I started nailing the measured moves. So no one taught me this. I've never seen anyone do it on YouTube. It's my own way of doing it, but it works. So like, and I've back tested it. See, the thing is, you could do what no one else does. Have you back tested it to prove it? I could go against any other YouTuber. They could say, show it to me. And I could be like, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. I give them so many examples of it playing out to the point that they would be sickened by me. Look, I'm not done yet. You think I'm not done yet? I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Look, this was a cup. I know I'm blowing your mind. This was a cup. This was a handle. Say it wasn't. People tell me it wasn't, but say it wasn't. I mean, it was a handle that broke. You could say we broke out of the handle and broke back into it. Measured move there was the length from the wick to the wick. And you push that out where you came out. Where did we end up? Or where might we end up? I mean, that's saying we're going to go even higher to the measured move of this. So are you picking up what I'm putting down? And that's why I call them emerging cup and handles, slanted cup and handles, slight cup and handles, all different types of cup and handles. And I see them in all different shapes and sizes, and they play out. They play out. I'm having fun today. We're doing a really more of an exploratory live stream. It's getting really fun here today. I'm really excited. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be here with each and every one of you. I'm doing what I love to do, which is what I wanted to do with my life, right? I used to be doing kind of what I fell into. I wasn't a TV, and I did go after TV, and I was making triple figures in TV. And I was somewhat of a happy guy, but I also sat in a room all day, and I realized that I was never helping anybody. I wasn't touching lives. I wasn't changing lives. I wasn't doing anything for anybody else. I was just making television that they were going to watch on Netflix. And it was a little depressing, honestly. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to be 40 years old, and I'm not going to live a life full of fruition. I'm not going to live a life where I actually leave an imprint on others, and I'm not going to be able to learn what I know and help people with my knowledge. I always wanted to teach people. You know, I always wanted to help someone understand something if they didn't understand it. I always wanted to be there for somebody else. I wanted to, hey, I know how to make, like I got into Phantom at 20 cents. It rode up to 350, right? We turned $5,000 into freaking 100 grand, 150 grand. If I learned how to turn, I got into cake at 60 cents. I turned $1,800 into 86,000. Okay. Look, if you did like me, and I did this live, like I was doing these live, but I got into cake at 60 cents, $1,800 divided by 60 cents. Okay. You're sitting on 3,000 cake, and then cake would go to $44. All right. I would turn $1,800 into $132,000. Let me show you how fast it happened too. I'm telling you, man, my life is insane. And if you want to be part of a fast-moving life, my life is a fast-moving life. I'm telling you, like, when things happen for me, they happen fast. It gets crazy. Look, we started ripping. We started my YouTube channel. We ended up on BitBoy. Ready to go, man. We've been blessed. You can tell that we've been blessed. This channel has been blessed. If you're here today, you are blessed. Hands down. You got to go to Cake BUSD because it wasn't even on the USD pair when I first started buying it. It was only the BUSD pair. So I got into Cake down here. January of 2021, it's sitting there at 60 cents. Look. April. This is a true story, everybody. April. In 97 days, 1,800 would turn into 132,000. I would also use it in DeFi, and it would give me bunny. You know how much bunny I made? $25,000 in free bunny. At one point, the $1,800 was an entirely $161,000 in 3 months. I turned $1,800 into $161,000 in 3 months, okay? Using DeFi, understanding ecosystems. How did I do it? I learned that Uniswap was getting bogged down and that the prices were too high. And then I was like, but I want to do DeFi and make all this DeFi money. And then I was like, well, Binance Smart Chain looks a lot like that. And then I started using Binance Smart Chain because I was like, man, I can make 20% and only paid $1 or like 50 cents. And I was like, BNB is way better than ETH. This is why I've always kind of been against ETH. This is why ETH pisses me off, because I left the ETH ecosystem and I turned $1,800 into $161,000 because I figured out that ETH was too hard for people to use. It was too expensive. Once I realized Cake was going to make all that money for people, I was like, wow, people are going to run into Cake. I said, this market's going to blow up into fruition. I started calling Cake before it ever happened. I basically predicted it. Someone called me a freaking, he's like, how did you figure out Cake? But if you look for Cake videos here, like, I'm the Cake boy, bro. Oh, where's my Cake? My Cake video should come up. But funny, how I 10x my Cake. But he's got like 60,000 views. It's my most watched video, is my Cake video. And it's kind of over now. But I was the Cake guy. Like I really was. It was crazy. And I couldn't believe it. I was the bakery swap dude. I was the Cake dude. Look, Cake. Cake will make you millions. Why Pancake Swap and Crypto will make you a millionaire. How I got a 30x and make passive income. At this point in this video, Cake is only $4. Okay? Cake was only $4. See? Look, this is very helpful. Your experience, you receive more Cake. I sold Cake at 8, but was farming. Is it too late? It's so funny, man. And in this video, Cake was only $4, I think, when I'm talking about it. And Cake would go to 4. So you could have 10x'd from this video. Look, Cake was $4 when I talk about it here on this channel, and it would go to 44. I'm saying I've given so many gems, man. My history, we've done so much in this channel, like so much. So when everyone's like, what's your win rate? What's your win rate? I'm always like, get lost, man. Like, just get lost. Like go do some research and find out who the crypto lifer is. Find out how many gains we made. We talked about EGLD at 20. It went to 540. Right? I put $2,000 into EGLD at $20. At $20. I ended up with 100 EGLDs. It would go to $540 at the high on the hollow ride run up. Turned $2,000 into $54,000 in basically a year and a half. So now you see that I've turned basically $3,800 into over $200,000. I mean, cryptocurrency, man, and it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And we're going to be here and we're going to find the coins. Because I did it in 2017. I did it back in 2021 and 2019, and we're going to do it again. Because we're consistent and we're going to show up every single day, and we're never going to take a day off because we're going to love what we do. Because when you love what you do, you don't take days off. You live in your passion. You live in your dreams. If you're living your dreams, why would you stop living in that moment in time? Shout out to Jordan Cameron. Shout out to BitBoy. Shout out to everybody that lives in their dreams. All the YouTubers that you see came up with an idea and was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to follow my dreams. I want to go after what I want. That's what basically all YouTubers have in common. We all followed our dreams. Every single one of us decided we were going to push to the upside. All right? I know today was a different kind of stream. It really was. I feel it. I'm opening your mind up to so many different concepts and ideas, making you realize I'm not just a TA guy. I'm not just stuck on technical analysis. There's so much more to this show. There's so much more to learn, and there's so much more to change your brain. Change your brain, everybody. Change your brain. Let's get into the lemon water. We didn't even get it going yet. I got my Crypto Lifer etched glass ready to rock. Shout out to CMAS, man. You've hooked me up with the golden pocket stays, collar stays. You've hooked me up with this. You've just been amazing, dude. I love you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support, each and every one of you. Thank you for helping my channel get to 27,000 subs and climbing, on our way to 30K, on our way to 50K, on our way to 100 and a million subscribers. We will get there. I know we will. Take us 5 years, we'll be at 1 million subscribers. Probably less. And yes, I drink honey on the channel every single morning. Be Well Honey out of 54 Macon Street, Pembroke, Mass. Be well. Drink honey every single day. Honey has antiviral properties. It's bee throw up. The bees throw up into another bee's stomach, and then another bee's stomach, and another bee's stomach, and they keep throwing up until they make honey. It's unbelievable. All right, let's have some fun now. Let's see if my mind can pick out a winner here. Let's take a look at what's going on. Let me put my mind to the test. Let me do my pattern recognition. And let's see what is going down. We talked about RACEFI in the trading group. Hit for gains. Ranker. Funny, we were looking at Ranker. Wow, that's a weird market structure, though, with those candles. Funny, the short was popping. Then it was dropping. Wow, Tomo, banging on him. Funny, I played Tomo on and off throughout the days. Funny coin. It's just a funny coin to say Tomo. Tomo chain, you know. Funny, I believe we went over this yesterday. Stronghold token. Or I might have drawn this possible retest there. This thing would go right to the, you know, wow. Just crazy. Like, I'm sitting there yesterday. This is me yesterday. This is how TA works. It's just pretty nuts. I'm sitting here yesterday, and I'm just looking at charts, and I'm like, what do I see here? You know, I see a little bit of a cup in handy here. Nah, I do voices. People don't know that I do Peter from Family Guy. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. Hey, Chris, get in your room before I get my foot up your it. Hey, everybody, we're going to leave Meg at the gas station. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. Hey, why every time I go to the bar, you're sitting here, you never get me a beer. You drink your own beer, but you never get me a beer. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We do a Mark Wahlberg, too. Baby, I told you, I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to take care of it. Don't worry. After I do my abs, after I do my arms, everything's going to be fine, babe. Everything's going to be fine. I'm Marky Wahlberg. It doesn't matter, babe. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it, babe. I'm going to take care of it. I played a fireman. I can go up to... I played a fireman. I played a cop. I can do anything I need to do. Don't worry about it, baby. I got it. I got this, baby. I played the lone shooter. I know how to snipe. I'll snipe you. I'll snipe you, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Stop trading Luna, please. Oh my God, I swear that was Mark Wahlberg on my headphones. I need to get a bump, man. Shout out to Roddy Robinson. Get in that gym and get a bump, my man. I don't think Sam is going to read the comments today. Let's take the boat out, man. We'll rent some jet skis. Love that shirt, bro. Do you own ETH? Have you swapped it for BETH? Never. I can't wait for 224. We're going to make so many gains. I know, man. It's going to be crazy. And it's not that long from now. 2024, 2025. It's not that long from now. Imagine Liver hits 1 million when Bitcoin hits 1 million. Would be insane. That's awesome. Isaiah 7:15. Butter and honey shall he eat. Then he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. That's so crazy, man. In the Bible, it says butter and honey that he shall eat, man. The Bible even tells you what to do. So happy to make it to the stream. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to Cloud Hunk. He's a chameleon. Do you think Phantom will reach an all-time high again? Sam just finished a book I think you really enjoyed. The Immorality Key by B. Morisaku. You won't be disappointed. Thank you so much for that, man. I'm putting that right now in my Google. Appreciate that, brother. Crypto Fear and Green Index down at 12. Really good time to jump on in. So look, we saw this yesterday. I haven't had it in a bit of, could be in a cup and handle. The handle can be a pennant. And we just drew this and we're like, this thing should pump based on this. It's just kind of crazy that it went right to the measured move. And some, I love the replay tool. If you're not using the replay tool, you got to learn how. It's so amazing. It's going to change the way you look at the markets. Okay? It's going to change the way you look at the markets. Wow. Gamb. Banging on them. So we were into RACEFI this morning. My trading group had a call on it. My elites. I think they went over it early in the morning. Let's take a look at what he was saying. Rainier. Shout out to my awesome elite traders in the trading game. Hey, everyone, if you join my trading group, I just want to show you what you get if you join the trading group. You get access to the amazing Discord. You get the Welcome Center, which is free, which gives you class registration, joining my trading group, which is the Me6 link, and you can join right here. Don't use Patreon. Patreon's cool if you really feel you need to use it, but you can pay with Stripe with a credit card right here. They only take 3% here. Actually, they take about 9%, which is crazy. They take a 9% when you pay your not. I can't seem to find a payment service that I can get less than 9%. So when you guys pay your $100, someone's taking $9 from me every single time, no matter what I do. It's so crazy, but it's better on Me6 than it is on Patreon. So if you want to really help us out, join through this link here. It's better than Patreon. Read the testimonials. See what people are saying about the group. Biggest mistake was not joining the group sooner. I'm a Stokeaholic. Can we take a look at DIA? Bill McDonough. It's funny, man. Oh my God, I would have so jumped into that green. Yeah, we read some of these already. So just, and keep reading them. There's hundreds of them, hundreds. Like they go on for days. You could read them for hours and hours. Like they go on and on and on. Like gains on the drop. The lessons that we learned every day in the trading group, no matter the market direction. Thanks again, Sam. I mean, every time I project price action, I nail it. I feel so empowered, thankful. The knowledge that I've gained from Sam and the lifer community has changed my life. Humble brag. Started watching closely a month or so. Felt confident enough to jump in last week. Already 2x my money. I feel forever indebted to the Crypto Lifer and his admins for guiding me down this path. Crypto is life. I mean, it's, Then we have lifer charts and exclusives. This is where I put out video calls, everything I'm putting out, what I'm talking about, news. I already did 2 Bitcoin updates today. Ready to rock. Then I got alerts. I'm actually looking at things that haven't popped yet, and I'm putting out alerts. I put out an alert for AAVE. Said it come down here and probably bounce off the top of the pattern. Let's take a look at how that alert played out. Because I'm like planning trades before they happen. I'm showing you how I'm doing that, and then I'm putting that in the alert system so you can take advantage of that. So this is what we were talking about yesterday right there. I put my alert right there. So the alert would have hit, and when the alert hits, it gave the entry, and the entry would have made 7.7% gains. Do you see that? Do you see what I'm saying here? Why did I do that? Let me show you. This is blowing, but this is my advanced course, and my advanced, what I teach advanced, is when the Stokes come down, I put alerts. Because I know when the Stoke hits that alert, we're highly likely to make my entry on the bottom on the 15-minute. I use the 15-minute specifically. I find any other time frame just a little too, frivolous. 15-minute really gets you into the sweet spot, get you into the pocket, okay? Man, cake. I mean, we went over some of the wins too. Some of what we've been through. I've been through a lot as a trader in this crypto market. I've seen so much insanity. Look, and not every trade plays out. Always use a stop loss. This trade got banged out for 29%, right? We're trying to make 185. Did not play out. Remark fell to the downside. So doesn't all, and that would have been a trade I only put like 500 to. When I have a big stop loss like that, I put a way smaller amount of money. I just want to make that really clear. Okay. Pool of liquidity. I had to cut Polax off. See if it ever actually, made it out of that 4-hour fruition. And not every trade plays out. It's just crazy. This has just been going sideways. I was in this trade here, sideways. I was up a little bit, sideways. I've only cut it off at like 2% gains. I mean, yeah, it went up a little bit, but it was just like, it was like watching paint dry. Not every single trade's going to play out every single time, all right? I just have, the key is to keep getting up, and to have proper risk management. We talked about FCOM. Look, what is this, love? I never heard of this coin, love. I mean, you got this shoulder, this head, and kind of a right shoulder. You got this giant form forming here. You got a basically ascending triangle beginning to take place. And everyone sending the super chats. I'm going to start reading the chat right now. I couldn't read the chat. I was just too involved in what I was doing. Love your channel, bro. Been following since 10K subs. Love your TN, what you do. It's awesome watching your growth. BitBoy is a big fan of you too. Thank you for doing what you do, bro. Keep killing it, bro. Shout out to Alex Smith, man. Thank you so much, Alex. I love you, man. Luna Inu, baby. Lifer, where's your advanced course? I took the beginner's course. Need the advanced one now. Risk management is key. Algorand is going places. Pays 5.75%. I mean, I like what you just said. I'm a huge fan of Algorand, and I have my algo. Lifer, where's your... I got to get it out there, man. I got to get it out there. Stokeaholic, we got to make shirts. We really do, though. Stokeaholic. Stokeaholic, Wick, the Wick Snatcher. I snatched a Wick last night. They call me the Wick Snatcher. When you snatch wicks, like you buy into that wick and you pump, you're called a Wick Snatcher, because you have to have control of your emotions. You have to be a dang good trader to be a Wick Snatcher. Super chat, Zora, Inu from Zero Allegiance, Zenu, BSC, and DIA, and Gala. Okay, let's take a look at the super chats. Algorand going places pace. Don't give it to, what does that mean? Throw me off. Lifer, okay, blah, blah, blah. Marty McFly, my man, for the $13.99. What are the market conditions we need to look out for specifically for the next bull run beginning? Your one-on-one tutoring changed my life. Gains, baby. Love you and our crypto lifer community. Shout out to Marty McFly. And yeah, thank you so much. And back when the one-on-ones were far less expensive because I had less time. Yeah. Wow, those candles. Is that the Heikin candles or just the smooths? Just smooth. No Hikanashi. Great book on Audible. I've listened to it multiple times. Shout out to Matt Lane. You're the man, dude. And then you jump it in. Jordan Cameron makes fun of you all the time. That's fine, man. I don't care. He also tells people to go to watch my show every day too, you know? So it's like, honestly, man, the first person you hurt when you're putting other people down is yourself. I'm starting to learn that. So if he makes fun of me, he's making fun of himself. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I have TA and stuff to go over. I have a family to take care of. I'm a family man. Like, I don't got time for the nonsense, you know? I'm trying to make $1 million a year and, you know, I'm not trying to make a few $1 million a year and run a family. Like, I don't have time for the nonsense. I really don't. You're the man. Would appreciate a look at GALA. I will look at it. And we're going through the Super Chats. Everybody, we do look at the Super Chats. I want to make it be very known that I do look at the Super Chats. Jordan learned a lot of TA from me. Don't think he didn't. You can watch his streams from a year ago and then watch his streams now. You can see he's doing well. He's doing a lot better than he used to. He's doing good. You're doing good, Jordan. You're doing good, man. I'll teach you some more if you want a one-on-one, Jordan. He should join the Discord. I don't know why he didn't. It would help out his stream, you know. I put the contract address in the chat because it was from Zero, and we trust him. Thank you, David Kendall. I appreciate that. I see that you did that. Thank you. I'm watching for my chemistry lab at the moment, currently making a D-paradigm solution. Can't miss out on the lifer knowledge, though. Shout out to chemistry, bro, man. I love you. Doing his chemistry while he's watching the lifer. So, love, USDT. Could it make some gains? Could it win all the way? 4 hours oversold. It might even break out of this little flag here to the upside. Can we get some love? From love, baby. Let's take a look at where the 1 hour is. Is it coming back to the bottom of the pattern? No. Love may have some love here. Love may get love. Basically, it's in a bullish rectangle, in my humble opinion. Bullish rectangle. Flag. Flagging out. Took the dump for Bitcoin there, but kind of back at the bottom of the pattern. Can love have some love? Does love break on out? Let's look at the 15. If the 15 minutes low, I mean, nope. So I put my alert here, and I do not get in. You see that? See how I do everything based on stochastics RSI, not based on my emotions? Moni, Monster Infinite. This thing's in a bit of a giant cup and handle, is it not? There's your cup. There's an elongated handle. And I backtested this elongated handle. I remember the coin that I first did it on. It was the Ferrum Network. Okay, I backtested the Ferrum Network. And maybe I'll take a look at it in a second. Alert on BTC. Stochastics hitting on my 7-minute. We'll take a look at Bitcoin in a second here for my alert system. And 7-minute did. Let's take a look. 7-minute got high. See, if I was scalping. But look, we broke out of the flag. Remember I said, will this flag break to the upside? This flag did break out, as we talked about. See that? Bang. And remember when I said, if you don't know what to do, you start drawing a flag because you're not going to understand, you know, what's happening, right? This could be making another little flag here. See? So the better you are at mini TA and macro TA, you want to be macro and micro. You want to be able to bounce back and forth. Extremely, extremely important. Stay tuned right now. I'm going to show you something about the pi cycle chart. I'm going to show you if we're definitely entering a bear market or not. And the one way we could maybe get ourselves out of a bear market, the one thing that will get us out of a bear market, I'm going to show you right now if you stay tuned. I'm going to show you the pi cycle chart. So if you stick with me, and we get to 500 likes right now, if you stick with me and we get to 500 likes, I'm going to show you something that no other YouTuber can show you. Pi cycle chart. I'm going to show you where the bottom, maybe. I'm going to break some things down right now. If you stick with me and you get to 500 likes, we need 57 likes, man. 57 Chevy, baby. 57 Chevy. I know you guys can do it. I know you're watching. I know you're there. I know you got the feeling. I know you got the power. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Don't let me down, man. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I have my magnesium today. I think that's where this energy's coming. Had my magnesium last night. Had my magnesium this morning. Ready to go, man. John. I see you, John. I see you, baby. I love you, John. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. Thank you for being here. Let's take a look at Zora Inu. Zora Inu on Coin Market Cap, and then we'll jump on in to find it there on Dex Screener. Dex Screener is going to be where you're going to go to decentralized coins. When the market's horrible, it's more blue chip centralized exchanges. When the market starts to rip again, it becomes more decentralized, and so much comes out. Online conference is happening right now. Wow. Coin Market Cap's online conference is happening right now. It's kind of interesting. I kind of would want to check that out now that I know about it. Let's take a look at Zora Inu. Zora Inu. Not coming up for me, but he did put the contract address, so I'll just snatch it there. Normally, we don't let anyone put contract addresses, but Zero and David are OGs in the game. They look out for everybody in the group. and I trust them. If you can believe it, through online, we've made that trust. But I mean, if someone, staying power over time. So we get to 500 likes, I'm going to show you guys something about the Pi Cycle chart. Oh, this thing pumped and dumped, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not talking about this thing. Sorry. I don't want to go into it. Moving on. I appreciate you putting it on the radar, but I am not. No offense, Zero. I love you, man. Not today, bro. Not today. So nice 7% gains we made, yes. And you must take profits or you will lose. If you're swing trading, you must take profits or you will lose. Don't give it to your baby. What to my baby? I'm watching for my chemistry lab at the moment. And a chemistry lab. Yes, AAVE. Hoj Finance. Remember Hoj, man? Looks like an inverse head and shoulder. Previous bottoms were touches in the 200 MA on the weekly. I'm waiting for an inverse. I'm waiting for that drop to the high 5 figures. There you go. Now isn't time for those micro caps. Nope, not at all, man. Not at all. When you read Lifer's testimonials, you'll know you're in the right place. Good morning, Crypto Lifer. I'm a little late to the show, but I hit the like either way. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to Roro, my man. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you. Shout out to the... Oh, wow. I like Moon Trucker. Volt Army. My man, the Volt Army. Is Volt still strong, though? Is Volt really still strong? Volt Inu? I would have guessed it would have tanked, too, like everything else in the market. Volt Inu, baby. And it left the Binance Smart Chain, didn't it? It went to ETH or something, right? It made a V2. Yeah, so, I mean, again, take profits. Like, we talked about Volt. We found Volt Inu when it first came out, right around here. In this area, And I don't even like trading micro caps when the market's iffy, but this one had that, Look at that, 500, 407%, and it gave it all back. Micro caps give it all back. You just have to know. Okay? Will there be a relief pump? Yep, Lifer should be on ATB today. Yes, I believe I will be on ATB today. Yes, around the blockchain later on today, we will be on ATB. And I'll wear the same shirt. I'll wear my little anchor shirt. You know what I'm saying? So they can make some joke about my anchor shirt or something. I do want to show my TRX chart that they laughed about me the last time I was on the show. And it's all in good fun. I just want to make it clear. It's all in good fun. They love me. I love them. It's all fun. But I did say, TRX highly likely to break out of this channel. And they looked at me like I was nuts. I remember they were like, and I was like, dude, I'm saying I don't like TA. I was like, I don't like Tron. I was like, I'm not a fan of Tron. Well, look, we called the idea that Tron would break out. Tron would go up 25% gains. We see it maybe going up even more. I put this call out like 2 weeks ago, so it took a while. It took 2 weeks. But it's funny, man, Tron. And you can see that what I love about my Discord is I have to live and die by everything I post, right? So if I posted it, it's got to be there, right? Maybe I have to put a USDT in here just for it will find my actual. Yeah, so look, on 5/24, I'm putting out this idea for Tron. Actually, wait, earlier than that. That was actually after it had popped. Let me see. So here I am. On 5/20, I'm putting this idea out for Tron. That it would break out and go up 43%. That was the exact bottom when I called it. It would bounce off that zone exactly and then continue up 25% gains. Pretty nuts. I mean, Ethereum and Cardano Bridge goes live. Crypto Lifer, just make that Tron chart your background when you get introduced. So funny. Around the Blockchain is a cryptocurrency show discussing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and top altcoins and cryptocurrency market news. Today at 5 p.m. on the second biggest channel on all of the interwebs. 1.5 million subscribers on BitBoy. So check that out, everybody. It's on the BitBoy channel today. Good morning, Lifers. Market's pumping, but crypto's dumping. Looks like crypto headed for a final dive before the bottom. Can we fast forward to a good part now? I've accumulated enough. I need a bull. I know, right? You're going to be on ATB today. So awesome. Yes. Oh, it is on both. They did keep it on the Binance Smart Chain. Thank you, my man, Moon Trucker. Appreciate that. So I didn't find a live trade today. Today I wasn't as hot into the charts. I was more into the teaching. I felt like it was really important that we got people educated, change their minds, kind of open their minds about what's happening in the financial system. Plutus didn't make it. Come on, Plu. You were supposed to be a goodie. You're supposed to be a good one, And I like to look at the red coins, see where they're going. Eternity Chain. I'm telling you, man, it's all about Bitcoin right now. We're watching Bitcoin in a nutshell. Bitcoin will control where these alts go. It is what it is. IOST, one of my favorite coins. Internet of Things. What's happening to IOST hitting a massive bottom here? What are you doing to me, IOST? What are you doing to me? you know. Bit of a cup and handle here. Can it bounce? But look, the daily is high on 9. I talked about this. I went through the whole, watch this. Watch this. I don't trade high daily. I don't like to trade high daily. I don't like to trade, Maker getting low on the daily. That's something that we want to look at. Possible double bottom for Maker. Put that on your radar. Maker may be bottoming here. Kava's been hot, but I don't like to get in when the daily's hot. I don't like to get in when the daily's hot. I don't like to get in when the daily's hot. That made a move to the upside. What was that? Elastos. We talked about that breaking out. It did break out. Didn't do much, right? It would have been this idea here. But it made some gains. Wicked up to 72% gains. I mean, not too shabby. Also, today is the weekly screen share. I'm going to do an in-depth analysis of support and resistance. We're going to have a blast. It's basically like a free tutoring session for 2 hours. You're going to sit with me. We're going to have a blast. We're going to break it down. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to give you a link at around 4 o'clock, 4:30, maybe even earlier. A link will be posted. Or no, actually, I don't post it that early because people can jump in. Around 5 o'clock, I'll post a link. Or after, right around the... I get off around the blockchain at 5:30. That's when I'll post a link. And then the screen share will start at 6:30, okay? And we're going to go over the world markets. We're going to talk about it. All right, when we got to 500 likes, we didn't, and people didn't stay. So they don't get to see the charts. But maybe next week we'll get it. They don't want to see the bicycle chart and the fact that we'll be on the bottom of the top. The big guy, we'll see it around the blockchain later on today. Everyone, I'm out of here for the day. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I'm going to do a Bitcoin update before I get out of here. And then I'm jumping out for the day. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you for the love. I usually do way more super chats. Today was just a little different. Lifer on the live stream, ATB, and a screen share. It's a good day. I mean, that's a hard day for me. I live stream for 2 hours. I work my butt off in the trading group. I do ATB for a half an hour, but I got to be there early. I got to get ready. I got to spend like 30 to 40 minutes, basically an hour preparing for ATB. I got to get all my charts right. I got to know what I'm going to say. I have to prepare how I'm going to say it, what I'm going to do. Then I get an hour break to eat some dinner. And then I go jump back into the weekly screen share with my private group. And then it's 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm actually exhausted. I spend a little more time in the charts. It's 11. I need to get some sleep. If I can read my daughter a story, I can pick my daughter up from school somewhere in this and be a family guy in the midst. And if I could, grab my wife and, I'm just messing with you. But you know what I'm saying. People who are done accumulating are going to be very sorry. The bottom is still at least 20% to 30% for Bitcoin and around 50 to 70% on all alts. I believe that fully. You're the man, Lifer, always helping us kill it. Yeah, super chats, DIA and GALA. Let's take a look at DIA. Usually I'm way more attentive to the super chats, but today I really had to do a teaching about the repo market. So important. We went over the repo market. Nobody's teaching you guys things that you really need to know. Okay? First thing you want to do is you want to go to the 5-day chart. And a lot of these guys, they're good at TA. They have 5 years of technical analysis, but they're not. I'm a 39-year-old man. Okay? I've been through a lot of ups and downs in life. If you're 25, 26, 27, I got 13 years of experience, and I can really, really help you. So I can life coach you as well as being a technical analyst and as well as being like a group head. I'll teach you how to get off of alcohol. I'll teach you how to basically change your life, how to work out every day, how to drink lemon water, how to hydrate, how to keep your mind and, your body right so you can be the best version of yourself. That's what it's about. I mean, trading is just so you can have the best bank account and be the best financial version of yourself. That's why I teach trading. Then I also teach spirituality and God because I believe God is super important in your life. And if you believe in God, then you believe, the difference between someone that doesn't believe in God and someone that does? Someone that believes in God believes there's a consequence for what they do. They believe if they do something bad to somebody else, that there's a consequence. And not just because God's going to punish them, but they believe there's an overall world love and that God made something beautiful. And by hurting that, it's not good. It's not what you want to be doing. So respect for you, Lifer. I look forward to joining the group. Man, I don't know what you're waiting on, man. Always read to your kids every night. Will pay off exponentially for them down the line. Thank you, Cloud Hunk. 3 more likes, people, when we get to 500 likes. And I get to show you, just trying to get ETH up to 20,080. I'm pulling my ETH off the exchange so I can join. Thanks for everything you do, Lifer. You the man. Wish you more success. And guys, you can pay month by month. But if you'd like to pay for 3 months, and this is the thing, you can pay in cryptocurrency for $270 for 3 months. That's $90 a month. That's $3 a day. You're paying $3 a day. Dude, I am definitely worth $3 a day. To look me in the face and tell me I'm not worth $3 a day, that is disrespectful. I'm just messing with you. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. We're going to do a Bitcoin update in a second. DIA could break out of this falling wedge to the upside. However, it's got heavy resistance here at 89, and the daily stochastics are overbought and rolling over on you. So you need a miracle here on the 4-hour to bust out somehow through this. I showed you the bigger channel, but then you're also in this smaller falling wedge. You need a miracle, and you need the 4-hour to get you above resistance, which I don't believe is going to happen, honestly, in my humble opinion. At least you need to get above here at 59 to have any saving grace. Possible double bottom there, but you got pumped up and shot down on a sell. Heavy sell signal right there. I'm telling you, I see Bitcoin dropping to 10. I don't know what's going to happen. I have a strong feeling that we're going to see a lower low. I have a strong feeling of fruition. But again, I don't trade on those feelings. I trade on the charts. I'm going to take it one step at a time. You cannot trade on feelings. The more you trade, the more as a trader, you keep losing from feelings. And eventually you just realize that you can't have those feelings. You got to just stick with the TA. I believe all that, but don't believe in God at all. I believe in good of people because people are good, not because they were scared of being bad due to possible consequences. No, but that's not what God's about, man. It's not what God's about. There is a entity, there is a energy that created, that we're all one. We're all one being that kind of spurred off. I believe we all came from the same essence. God is just that essence, connecting back to us all, feeling the energy that made you you when you first were what. That, to me, is the essence. So I believe in a higher power, a feeling, a connection. It could be a mathematical connection. It doesn't have to be what people think. It's not a man in the sky that swoops down. It's an energy source. It's a being, and it knows you better than you know yourself, and you can connect to it. God lives in every single one of us, man. I'm telling you, it's the energy of the universe. That's what God is, and God lives in every single one of us. Bro, we were made by aliens. There's a chance we were made by aliens. We were mined by the Anunnaki to mine the gold. There's a very good chance. You never know. We're all one being. See, that's what I believe. We're all one being. See what he just said? Johnny Trades, you got it, man. Johnny Trades. Shout out to Johnny. Yo, Johnny, man. How you been, brother? Shout out to Johnny Trades in the house, man. That's why you just said, I always agree in the interconnected universe and single conscious being. But it's not a higher being. It's a spiritual, just not religious. So true. God creating all of us, just a blessing. God's coming. She's taking her time. You're funny. All right, so someone asked for a super chat. I encourage you to chase Jesus. Let's take a look here at the next super chat. Something that we missed. GALA, right? Someone asked about GALA. I think they asked about GALA 3X too, though. Honestly, like, a lot of these coins are at their bottom bang, and the daily didn't give you a higher high. So, like, I teach this to all my students. Like, you have resistance right here. You got resistance here. You got resistance here. You go up, you go down on the Stokes. The Stokes go up and down. They go do, and price goes dum. And now you're coming down on the Stokes, and you didn't break a previous high. It's likely you're headed to the downside. That's also a bear flag. People don't realize that, like, a lot of these coins are going to go to zero and never come back again, and you're never going to hear about them again. They're all speculative ideas in the metaverse, and it was all an idea to get everyone all excited, a cash grab for Bitcoin. I could see this going all the way back. I mean, that's a negative GALA. So, I mean, I believe in this project. I think it's going to do well. My thing is this. If we have a multi-month bear market, we don't have enough price action to go. Like, usually the bear market starts here, and you go down. But everyone's like, oh, these alts, they got more to go. And you're like, more to go is zero. I mean, like, how much more can GALA go down? Like, Jesus, it's at 7 cents. If I buy it now, it goes to 3 cents. I'm only down 50%. I buy it again, it goes to a penny. I mean, like, it's like, so I don't know, man. Bit confusing for the DCA family right here, because normally I'm like, yeah, I DCA, like, it makes sense. I DCA into rounded bottoms. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. So, like, you'll find a rounded bottom, and at one point, you'll start to find your way. So maybe we're at the bottom and we round out, but you're going to want to find the rounded bottom. Then the cup and handle. And so the cup and handles, someone said, when will we know how to get out? The cup and handles and the rounded bottoms will lead us out of the bull run, into the bull run, technically. You know what I'm saying? I'm into Bitcoin heavy right now. I'm just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin over and over again. Strange become GALA 3X looks good, huh? But we'll see over time. I mean, the daily doesn't look good. You're telling me GALA 3X looks good in the daily time frame. It's impossible. We don't need religion to believe in all that love. There is no need. Love is the answer, man. Love is the strongest frequency. As long as you believe in love, you'll be all right. Lifer's Beginner's course is stunning. Lifer's a calm, focused teacher I believe sand is a dollar cost average play because too many people have put billions of dollars into the sandbox. You got Snoop Dogg. You got a lot of people that put big money into it. So my thing is this is definitely something that you want to DCA. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. But this is something I would DCA into. We did get the bounce I was talking about there for sand. All right? 20% gains out of sand. Nothing crazy, but we got a little bit of a bounce there. Okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, and then I'm out of here for the day. I do a Bitcoin update for my socials and my crew. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and what's happening. We got rejected IC really quick by 29.5. That's not a good sign. That's a psychological region of support and resistance. So the day started with a dump. We would dump. We would then make bullish divergence here on the 7-minute time frame that we would establish because this swings down sharper than this line here, and we would get the bounce. Okay, I would say I projected we would get a bounce, and we did. We would get back inside the bigger pattern, which was a good sign. This is a bullish sign because falling out of this pattern is no good, okay? No good at all right? Now, we're trying to get back into this resistance point, and you can see that this was our previous support line. Look, resistance, 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 resistance at about 29,300. We would bounce right here at 29,400. We would come back down. We would try to get up. Where would we find resistance? This is support and resistance right here at 29.4. However, the 1 hour suggests that we have legs. So when we started this journey and we wicked up, I basically did, I made a call to buy into this wick. That's why they call us the wick snatchers. I said I would buy into this wick based on the 7-minute bullish divergence. Okay? Highly likely we're going to get a break back to the upside. We went over that the time I said it in my trading group, the time that it happened. We've proven that I did call this break back to the upside before it happened. We've proven that. That's time stamped. And who cares? I don't care. I'm not trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm trying to show you how the technical analysis plays out so you can use it to your advantage. Don't sweat me that much. Don't worry about me. I know it's like I'm that blah, 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 blah. I get it. It gets annoying. I hate hearing my voice sometimes too. It's like I shouldn't. Life's too short to hate anything, but even me, I get annoyed with myself every day, man. It's like, damn. But BitBoy does it. They all do it. This is the life of, this is a TV life. This is kind of the new TV is YouTube. So I was watching Barry, the guy that does the hockey thing. I'm like, he has to go on every night at the end of that hockey game. And he's got to do a whole hour segment. He could be tired. He's got to do a segment. He's got to talk about the game. And he loves it. He loves hockey. That's why he does it. But some days he's tired. He might have a red light. And, when you're on TV, you just got to be there every single day. I love hearing your voice because it pays. I love that. To me, deja vu just implicates Musk is right. We are in the Matrix. Greg Vincent, when you feel like something already happened because memory before experiencing it. Basically, memory before experiencing it. I just scalped a 15-minute. The Lifer method is golden. Shout out to Cloud Hunk, man. I just want to know the hell. Super chat's clear. Thank you, David Kendall. So this 7-minute suggests we're about to get a flip to the upside here. And we're playing this idea here. Look. Resistance, you're bouncing off that support zone. So yes, you had resistance here that you had, but now you're in a zone because look, you just bounced. And this suggests that you will. Look, see that flip on the 7-minute? You will get up. And it just kind of says that we're going to do that. It's projecting that we'll pop up, pop back down. Likely we'll be back here when the 7-minute retraces. Now, this is a rising wedge that could break down 68% of the time on that small time frame. Okay? And the 15-minute is not in our favor at all. Sad to say. 15-minute is looking for a dump. So we're looking for a dump on the 15. 1 hour is bullish. So you got to watch the 15-minute first and see what it does. All right, 7-minute will keep us in this channel. It doesn't have much more momentum than that. But measured move, if this does break to the downside, is here and right back to that support region. That could be fun. That could be kind of how we dig our way back up to the channel. If you just zoom out and look at the bigger idea, is the 1 hour from the bottom of the pattern to the top of the pattern, and that's it. And we do have movement. So if you forget about the small time frames and don't play with minutia, 1 hour should get us here to resistance at 30,000. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow with another beautiful, beautiful live stream. Remember, the beginner's course is Saturday. If you want to learn all this stuff, if you want to start your journey into trading, and you can trade any market with this stuff I teach, jump on into the beginner's course. It's Saturday at 9 a.m. We don't take days off here. Every single day of the week, we have something going on. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. And remember, If you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life, baby. Crypto is life.